In a bright, colorful land filled with moving shapes, glowing lights, and floating ideas, there lived a young boy named Sergey Brin. He was small, curious, and always full of wonder. His eyes sparkled like tiny stars whenever he saw something new, and his heart was always searching for answers that others never even tried to ask. Sergey was born into a family that valued knowledge, but life was not easy for them. They had to leave their home and move to a different country in search of safety and opportunity. Sergey held his mother's hand tightly as they entered a new land, hoping that this new chapter would bring them hope and a brighter future. The new place was strange for Sergey. The language was different. The people were different, and the world around him looked bigger than anything he had ever seen. But even in this giant, unfamiliar place, Sergey's imagination never felt small. He had a gift. He could look at normal things and see magic. He could look at numbers and see patterns. He could look at problems and see doors waiting to open. His mind was alive with colorful, moving characters that helped him understand everything around him. He did not see problems, he saw possibilities. When other kids played with toys, Sergey played with ideas. He liked shapes, lines, patterns, and puzzles. He sat quietly for hours trying to understand how things worked. His imagination would draw tiny glowing pathways in the air, as if his thoughts were turning into real moving figures, guiding him step by step. His father noticed this spark. His mother encouraged his curiosity. They knew Sergey was different. They knew he had a special way of thinking. As Sergey grew older, his mind became even stronger. He discovered computers, and something amazing happened. When he touched a keyboard, it felt like the characters in his imagination jumped out and started dancing on the screen. He could see connections glowing like bright bridges. He could see answers taking shape in colorful, flowing forms. Programming was not difficult for him. It felt natural, like drawing with light. Sergey entered school, and teachers quickly realized he was not like the other students. He learned fast, sometimes faster than anyone could teach him. But Sergey never showed off. He stayed humble. He stayed focused. He simply enjoyed discovering new things. For him, learning was play, and his ideas were his friends, always helping him build something new. When Sergey went to Stanford University, his life changed again. He met Larry Page. Larry was bold, full of ideas, and sometimes a little chaotic. Sergey was logical, calm, and thoughtful. At first, they disagreed and argued a lot. Their thoughts bumped into each other like colorful, bouncing shapes. But then something magical happened. They realized their minds worked perfectly together, like two puzzle pieces forming a picture they did not even know existed. One day they asked a simple question: how can we organize all the information in the world so people can find what they need easily? This question lit a spark in Sergey's imagination. He saw glowing paths leading from problems to solutions. He saw billions of pieces of information floating in the air waiting to be connected. And he believed he could build something that would guide the whole world to knowledge. Larry and Sergey began working in a small room filled with wires, old computers, and empty cups. Their workspace looked messy, but inside their minds, everything was clear. Their ideas moved like living characters, pushing them forward even when things got tough. Sometimes their code failed, sometimes their computers crashed, but Sergey never stopped. He believed every failure was a hint, every mistake was a clue guiding them towards something bigger. Sergey thought in pictures. He could imagine systems running before they even existed. He would close his eyes and see digital blocks moving into place. He would imagine information flowing smoothly smoothly. He would imagine a giant helpful system that could answer questions for everyone, everywhere. His imagination built the first foundation of what would soon become Google. Slowly, their project improved. Their search engine gave better answers than anything else people had ever seen. It was fast, smart, and powerful. People started using it. Students, engineers, teachers, parents, everyone. They were shocked by how quickly it understood what they wanted and how easily it guided them to the right place. Sergey felt proud, not because he wanted fame, but because his creation was helping millions of people learn and grow. As time passed, Google grew, Sergey grew too. But he never lost the spark he had as a child. The curiosity, the imagination, the desire to explore and understand. He kept creating new things. He worked on new technologies, new ideas, new ways to make life better. He always believed that the future belongs to the curious, the thinkers, the dreamers, the ones who see more than what is in front of them. Sergey's journey teaches us something powerful. You do not need a perfect beginning. You do not need a famous background. You do not need money or connections. All you need is curiosity. All you need is the courage to imagine something bigger. All you need is the belief that your ideas matter. Sergey started as a young boy who struggled in a new land, who felt different, who had to find his place. But he grew into one of the most innovative minds in the world because he never stopped exploring. He never stopped learning. He never stopped believing in the power of his thoughts. His imagination was his strength. His determination was his guide. His kindness was his anchor. His story reminds us that every great idea begins as a small spark. It begins as a thought that whispers inside your mind, telling you to try, telling you to learn, telling you to create, telling you to believe. If you follow that spark, it can lead you far farther than you ever dreamed. So let Sergey's journey inspire you. Let his courage fill you with strength. Let his curiosity remind you that you too have ideas waiting to come alive. You too have a mind filled with endless possibilities. You too can build something that changes your future, maybe even something that changes the world, because greatness is not found in perfection. Greatness is found in imagination, passion, persistence, and the willingness to see what others cannot see. Sergey Brin saw a future no one else could imagine, and then he built it. You can build yours too. One thought, one spark, one step at a time.